Gango, how's everybody doing, man? Welcome back to Man Blue FC, and we're back with another reaction. My name is Nande, by the way, and today's reaction is following a roller coaster of a match between Newcastle United and Liverpool FC, and there were high stakes on that match. Like it felt like a final, and the trophy to that final was definitely like Isak's signature or something. Roller coaster of a match, like I said, people. Newcastle went a man down after conceding 2 goals. They actually red carded Anthony Gordon like seconds before half time, and then still in the second half somehow found a way to equalize from a 2-0 deficit, which was absolutely crazy. I know me and a lot of people around the world thought to ourselves like, this is it, people. This is the beginning of the end for these Scouse bastards. But nope. No, they came back. They came back in the most crazy, in the most dramatic way you could ever imagine. People now 16-year-olds are taking the league. Taking the league? Are trailblazing the league, I should say, because we had Max Dowman, show levels during preseason in China and in Singapore. And now there's this Rio guy, Rio N, and I'm not too acquainted with his surname, so he's just Rio for the time being. Number 73. He stole it, man. He stole it for the Scousers, man, and he absolutely shattered the dreams of thousands in attendance and millions around the world watching. And I was definitely one of those millions. But yeah. Big up to Rio. It's just a shame that, he plays for the bastards, but what are you gonna do, people? Today's reaction is a daily transfer reaction with Don Robbie, and he's gonna break down like what's been happening in Arsenal's transfer market, today. So you know what I mean? Let's just get into it, people. It's past midnight as always. I always want to record these right before I pass out and completely run out of energy. But anyway, let's get into it, man.
Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Big up to everybody who I met at the Notting Hill Carnival yesterday. I got my Arsenal Jamaica top on. Carnival colours, man. We've got to rock that today. But big up to everybody. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of very enthusiastic Arsenal fans down there, all looking forward to the game against Liverpool next week, all buzzing about the signing of Eze, buzzing about Max Dowman, buzzing about Arsenal in general. Real feel-good factor down there, so that was really, really good. But it was a really nice day, and of course it's on again today. On that, Martin Odegaard was supposed to be making an appearance at the Armoury today to sign shirts. However, that's been postponed because of his injury. He's not going to be appearing down there now. However, the good news is that's coming out from various different sources is that Martin Odegaard and Bukayo Saka's injury is not as bad as first thought. Now,
oh, really?
If this is true, this is
guys.
Great news. Still don't know how long they're going to be out for, but certainly, according to reports that are coming out, those injuries don't appear to be
what about Kai
as
Havertz?
Bad as some people first saying, where they were talking about months. If they are going to be out for long term, it's probably if they are going to be out, should I say, it's probably going to be weeks rather than months. And of course, we've got an international break coming up. So let's wait and see what the full prognosis of it is. But so far, it doesn't seem as bad as first thought. It was also good to see Gabriel Jesus back out training yesterday.
Okay, shout out Gabriel Jesus,
which was great to see him running.
Too bad somebody stole your place, buddy. But
that, after 7
always
months
good to have you around.
Pain,
former Manchester
out,
City
player.
Back
running.
Actually,
like a kid
Gabriel
again,
Jesus is a well-touted former Manchester City player. He used to do bits for us at the Etihad. So
probably
have nothing but good things to say about him. But I know his spell in Arsenal hasn't been.
We're looking to try, sort of move him out.
Hasn't been up to par.
Some of the earlier rumours of transfer daily, but let's see what happens with Gabriel Jesus. It's just good to see him back.
Right.
And also, we still haven't heard about the injury to Kai Havertz. How long that's going to keep him out for? That's worrying. that we still haven't heard that. Is that going to be a long-term injury? That's the really worrying thing.
Kai Havertz just came back from an injury. You know, there was like a big fuss about how bulked up he was, you know what I mean, while he was recovering. And for this to be happening to him now is just, you know, such a shame, man.
Or scan the
Get
QR
well
code
soon,
if you
Kai.
want. Now, Fabrizio Romano posted today that if Zinchenko or Jakub Kiwior are sold, Arsenal will probably look to add at least one more player before the end of the transfer window. That's very, very interesting. Something I've been kind of saying. They are looking to move these players out. Outgoings is the priority this week. And Jakub
The fact that
Kiwior
people are
is the
using
player
words
that
like
everybody's
if
sort of keeping their eye on at
instead
the moment,
of
because he's the one
eventually
that's going to probably go
or,
for the most money.
you know,
Arsenal
it just
looking
makes
for
me
around
seem
about
like,
30
you know,
million
we only
pounds for
have
him.
like a week left to go
Porto are
until the window
that are
closes.
really, really interested in him. Fabrizio Romano
And
saying that Porto are still in talks.
I'm not
over a
optimistic
deal
that
to
we're
get this
going to
one
be selling players,
done,
let
and they're
alone other
expected to put a
like
new
other
bid
clubs,
in
especially
this
clubs
week
like Arsenal
to try
who
and
don't have
sign
a good
Jakub
record
Kiwior.
or a
They
good
previously put a bid in July, which was
reputation
rejected by
with
Arsenal. They'd rather
player
alone
sales.
with an obligation to buy, but it does look like Jakub Kiwior could be leaving before the end of this week. And if they do sell Kiwior and Zinchenko, Arsenal could be looking to bring in another player. Now, this one is quite interesting, and he's a centre-back who can also play as a left-back, and we know that Mikel Arteta loves these kind of versatile players, and that's Piero HINCAPIE. Now, he plays currently for Bayer Leverkusen. Very talented player, the Ecuadorian international. As I said, can play centre-back or left-back. He's got a contract until 2029. And Bild, the publication over there in Germany, they claim that Arsenal are among the clubs that are interested in signing him. Arsenal have made an inquiry about him, but so have Chelsea, and the team that are really interested in him at the moment are Spurs. Now, don't tell me
Not
we're going to
this
get into
again, man. Come on.
another thing with Spurs over a player. He does want to leave. He played his last game at the weekend, said to be in tears at the end of that game. He's got a release clause of around about £52 million and would love a move to the Premier League. One to keep an eye on that one, Piero HINCAPIE, probably more likely to go to Spurs than Arsenal. You know,
Really?
we seem to be stacked right across the back. But if Zinchenko goes, we may move for a left back. So one to keep an eye on. Of course, the big one that everybody's keeping their eye on is Rodrigo of Real Madrid. He did actually start the game last night, played against Real Oviedo, of course. That's Santi Cazorla's team. Real Madrid beating them by 3-0. Rodrigo started the game, but was subbed off in the 63rd minute. And I don't know if you've seen the
That's
video.
not bad.
Very
I didn't watch
angry
that
reaction
match.
from him when he
I was
sat down on the
busy
bench,
editing
sort of throw down
and
his
recording,
bottle
to
and
be
stuff
honest.
like that. You know that these players do. Wasn't happy at being subs in the 63rd minute. Xavi Alonso was being asked about Rodrigo's future after the game, and his quotes are, Rodrigo played a good game. Good enough, so good that you took him off in the 63rd minute. He says, I like
60 minutes isn't bad,
and
guys,
I'm
especially
happy.
for a player who's
Rodrigo
fallen out
is
of
one
favor.
of us. We need all of our players this season. He said all that, but does he mean it? And if he does mean it, do the owners, more importantly at clubs like Real Madrid, what are they thinking? According to the Spanish publication Fijagis, they say that Arsenal have submitted a formal offer said to be worth around £67 million for Rodrigo. I haven't seen that reported anywhere else, but that
67
Spanish
million.
publication, Fijagis,
Isn't,
report a lot on football
wasn't,
to do with Real Madrid, are saying that a
Real
formal
Madrid
offer of £67 million have been made by Arsenal. I'm not sure about that.
I thought Real Madrid wanted something like
know
80
that,
million.
Real Madrid have been looking for about 86 million.
There you go.
And have Arsenal got that to outlay right now with all of the players that they bought? Although, as Fabrizio Romano was saying, if they sell some players, they may make a move. I still think if they do make a move for Rodrigo, it's more than likely to be on loan. And also, don't forget, Tottenham are interested, and so are Manchester City. I think Manchester City, if they sell Savinho to Tottenham, which is looking more and more likely, he didn't figure at the weekend, despite them losing in that game, they could move for Rodrigo because they did look a bit light up front, even though they had a lot of players on the bench, City. So I think it could boil down to Arsenal or City for Rodrigo if he does actually leave Real Madrid by the end of the window. It's the big one to watch. And Max Dowman, of course, who was one of the stars of the weekend, 15 years of age.
Yeah.
If we were back at, next couple of weeks, he'd be back at school. You know what I mean? Today, he's still only 15. It's crazy. Reports that Arsenal plan to offer him a pre-agreement of his professional contract as soon as he turns 16, and that is a very wise move. He's said to turn 16 on the 31st of, well, not said to, he is turning 16 on the 31st of December, New Year's Eve. He will be 16. Can't believe it still. But listen, you can't sign a full contract until you're 18. And in the meantime, the Hawks are out there. The agents of other clubs, the representatives, all trying to get stuck in to a youngster like this. A lot of times what they try to do is get stuck into the parents. And listen, it's illegal, but what they'll be doing, they'll be offering parents little incentives to sign for him, you know, get him to sign for me, we'll buy you a car, we'll give you this money and that. It's all illegal stuff. But let me tell you, it happens, it goes on. And the clubs know it. So to protect that, they are already in a pre-agreement with Max Dowman to tie him down. You can imagine every club wants him, but Arsenal confident of keeping him. And indeed, when I spoke to his parents, they said,
bro, Don Robbie has access like
well, which is really,
we
really
could only
good.
dream of.
And,
because I'm pretty sure I heard him say that he had just casually been talking to Wayne Rooney, and this is just like the tip of the iceberg.
Get your head down, concentrate. Listen, you don't even need to tell
We've seen him with Thierry and Jamie Carragher.
We're going to be back tomorrow. Make sure you check out all of our great content. We've got the
just off
Premier League show coming out today. That should be a good one. So make sure, and also all the fan cams from the weekend, some great, fan opinions there. Thanks for watching the show, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Big up Don Robbie, man. Pause the video. Big up Don Robbie for the insight. A few things that I didn't know, mainly that Arsenal had made an official bid for Rodrigo. It's upsetting, but you know what I mean? Like, what are you going to do, guys? Like, the early bird gets the worm in that case. The thing that I did kind of hear about was the HINCAPIE links with Arsenal. And that, to me, sounds like a more likely signing to happen, especially before the window closes. Yeah, so we'll just have to see how that goes. He said that Arsenal, or rather Tottenham, are closer than Arsenal when it comes to securing that player. But, after the Eze situation, guys, it's like it's very hard to bet on Tottenham. You know what I mean? They're not necessarily bad this season. They're like, 2-2, and they haven't conceded any goals. So it's not like we're talking about a struggling team here, or a team that's like in the mud, you know what I mean? But we'll just see how that progresses with the talks. Few other things. Well, we heard about injuries, Bukayo Saka and Odegaard, who seem to be okay-ish, or rather. And still no word on Kai Havertz, but Gabriel Jesus is back training with the guys, so that's good to hear. And what's most important is Arsenal are playing Liverpool. You know what I mean? So it's all coming to a head, people. Eventually, one of these two teams are going to stop dropping points. And it's important to note that whoever wins that match is sure to be a favorite to go on to win the Premier League title in a lot of people's eyes. Not in my eyes. I still think that we have a chance. It's still, match week 2. So, but yeah, a lot of people will think that if Arsenal beats Liverpool at Anfield, that's gonna be the springboard to kind of like get them to what they need to get them over the line. But if Liverpool, on the other hand, win, then it's just deja vu, people. And crazy week, man. absolutely crazy week. Let's just see how it all plays out, people. If you stuck with me up till this point, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment if you have to, man. And again, thank you again for your support. You guys are amazing. And I'll catch you next time, bro. Peace out.